Greetings and welcome to another edition of Learn with FERM. Gemini has leveled itself up yet again, this time in the music generation space. This was made public just today at the time of this recording, and I'm going to play around with it for the first time myself, and we'll take it to its limits and see just how far it can go in terms of the context we give it. As you may know, if you've seen the prior experimentation videos with Gemini, my goal here is to see how effective large language models like Gemini are at enhancing the productivity / engineering efforts of our own music, not just generate it for us. However, today we will be just seeing how good it is at generating music, but what I'm most excited for is to see if how I tested in the Mix Assistant co-producer app that I tested out a few weeks ago, if we can give it a song of our own or audio clip of our own for the context and then have it create audio based on that musical context, because that's what I'm most interested in myself. I'm also going to bring out the guitar, do a little jam session. We'll see what guitar soloing backing tracks it can make. So real quick before we jump in, I just want to read what Google has over here on the Lyria 3 announcement page from Google DeepMind, our most advanced music generation model yet. I'm pretty sure this is a brand new model. Lyria has been around. Obviously, it's the third one, so duh. But you could do a lot of testing with it through the API. There's even a real-time version where you can kind of like conduct your own AI-generated music sequence live with text prompts, which is kind of cool. But what I'm saying is this has already been a thing in the Google DeepMind space, but now they're releasing it with the new version to the public to use in the Gemini app itself. I'll just read a little bit here. Lyria 3 helps you express, explore, and experiment with high-fidelity music using prompts to create tracks with natural flow from note to note. The model family fine-tune the details and generate professional-grade audio. With Lyria, our family of music generation models can create clips and tracks or deliver a constant stream of music. That's what I was talking about with the real-time. Explore new genres. Perhaps it's implying it can invent its own genres. Play with soundscapes and find musical inspiration. That, right there, is what I'm primarily interested when it comes to AI and music. Musical inspiration, not here's the music for you. Though again, we will be testing that capability, obviously. Also, before I continue any further, I meant to mention this earlier. Yes, I did make a whole video about how AI music is a real problem. And am I contributing to it in some way here? Yes. But my main issue with AI music, if you watch the video, you would know, is just the simple fact that people are using it to essentially trick people into thinking it's a real artist and then making actual money from large amounts of streams on platforms like Spotify, and nobody knows it's a fake AI artist and everyone thinks it's a real person. That's the problem. I do believe you should be able to generate music with AI. I don't think it should be banned. I just think it should be labeled explicitly and not used as a deception tool to make people think it's a real person making music. All right, with that out of the way, let's continue. Your musical collaborator. Lyria 3 is our most advanced AI music generation tool yet. We've developed it with input from producers and musicians so it understands musicality from rhythm to arrangement. Describe your track, then dial in the details you want. Lyria 3 handles the complexity, putting new musical possibilities at your fingertips. So create cohesive tracks, turn quick ideas into high fidelity music. So that's what I'm saying, but I don't know if the idea is just only text. I'm hoping we can put audio in first and see if it can expand on it, which is something that I have tried with Suno, because Suno does that. I'll talk about that more when we get to it. Let me just go through the rest of these bits of information here. Explore global languages and genres. Generate vocals in different languages and create music spanning genres from pop to funk to Motown. Compose with images. Upload an image and ask Lyria to transform it into a custom high-fidelity track. Awesome. Dial in the details. Compose with freedom and technical control. Define realistic vocal styles and direct the details to find the sound you're looking for. Hell yeah. Export professional-grade audio. Background ambience or main stage anthem. Produce crisp, clear tracks ready for your projects. So this is... We're getting even further into the territory of AI music is going to start replacing all commercial music things, much like AI graphics have kind of replaced all graphic design roles in terms of multimedia. However you feel about that, it is what it is, and it's happening fast. Now that you can get it through Gemini without having to go to Suno, imagine all the people that use Gemini that have never used Suno and never thought to use Suno, never wanted to, but then in their Gemini app, it's like, hey, try creating music. Now that there's going to be probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people playing around with generating music straight through Gemini, and that's going to unleash a whole nother wave of people using AI music in their work and hopefully not trying to pass it off as real on streaming platforms, but we'll see. Creating prompts, keep it simple with a rough idea of what you want, like an upbeat birthday tune, or describe the details for more control, like tempo and dynamics. So it seems to be indicating that you can prompt it in a really technical way, so that's cool. Powerful composition, endless exploration, create pieces in countless styles using Lyria, and there's all these examples. It looks like it's all 30-second clips, though it did say full tracks. I don't know exactly, maybe it means 30 seconds. I'm going to try the images into music, lyrics to vocals, obviously. Now this is important here, safety. We believe AI should enhance human creativity, not replace it. We're working directly with artists to gather feedback, shape guardrails that address their concerns. By doing this, we ensure this tool empowers creators and helps them realize the possibilities of AI in their work. We use extensive filtering and data labeling to minimize harmful content and data sets and reduce the likelihood of harmful lyrics. All of our tracks are imperceptibly watermarked with Synth ID technology, allowing you to detect whether music has been created or edited using AI. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now I feel so much better about using this. That's what we need from every AI music generation tool. Synth ID technology. Maybe they already do it and it's just people get around it. I don't know if Suno does that. I haven't looked into it, but this is what we want. Limitations. While Lyria 3 can create a wide range of music, we're still working on improving key capabilities. You should always carefully check that the tracks you create fit your vision. Dream Track. Create an AI-generated soundtrack in Shorts. Okay, so they implemented it directly into the YouTube Shorts creation upload process, whatever. Let's get into it. All right, so if you are a user of Gemini, I'm not entirely sure if it's Pro subscribers only. Okay, so it does seem that it is available for all tiers of usage for free as well. You know, probably there's limitations just like any of the other features, but we got Pro here, so we should be able to do a fair amount. Here, down here, you can see it says create music, or you can go to the tools, create music. So it gives you a starting point of tracks to remix. So I'm hoping that I can add my own track and then it can inspire me from there. Let's put the headphones on. And before I try to put my own music in and see if it inspires me with other extensions of it and see if it's better than Suno at that, I'm just going to describe my own track that I want to hear and we'll see how cool it sounds. Also, I want to make sure it's on thinking. I'm pretty sure that affects the music prompt either way. We could do Pro, but I don't think that really matters, but we do want it to think about it. Again, might be irrelevant for the Lyria 3 tool, but figured I'd try it anyway. So for the first one, I typed a trippy psychedelic rock track in the style of Pink Floyd, clean guitar, rich synth textures, light percussion. Just the other night, I was doing a test stream of my guitar direct input setup, and I was jamming out to a Pink Floyd style backing track. So I want to see if I can generate a custom Pink Floyd backing track to jam out to. Not sure if it's going to say something like, we can't use copyrighted music as inspiration, so we'll see. But when you put in the style of, it usually finds that okay. Let's find out. Music loading Lyria. Seems to be okay with the request. Generating your track. I've created your psychedelic rock track, Echoes of the Lunar Sea, and it's ready for you to listen to right here in our chat. This composition features the clean guitar tones and rich, airy synth textures you described, capturing that atmospheric Pink Floyd-inspired vibe. Enjoy the journey. All right, so it was not hindered by the reference of a mainstream popular musical artist band that has copyrighted music, but that's how all music is with all musicians. You are inspired by a band, your favorite artist, your favorite singer, your favorite guitarist, and your own music reflects that. So it's really just a matter of human interpolation, extrapolation, whatever the word may be. Let's hear it.
Counting down the pale starlight, floating in the endless night. Are these memories even true? Lost inside this ocean blue. Just a momentary glance in this cosmic spinning dance.
Nice. Okay, so I wasn't expecting lyrics. I guess I didn't specify, so just added them anyway. I want a instrumental that I can do some improv over. All right, so I typed make another variation, but this time no lyrics or vocals, just an instrumental that has room for a guitar solo. And then I'm gonna plug in my guitar, boot up the Amplitube simulated rig I have, and we'll see how it goes. And then after this, I'm gonna try putting in my own music and seeing if it can iterate upon it and give me some inspiration. Here we go. I'm still practicing my music editing skills, but I've put in my best effort and I've worked on an instrumental version of that psychedelic rock track for you. Nebula Drift is ready to play. I focused on those rich synth textures and left plenty of space for a soaring melodic guitar solo to take center stage. So I'm wondering why it said I'm still practicing, but I put in my best effort. That's okay. You don't have to explain yourself. Let's hear it. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, but don't add the guitar. Okay, very much a David Gilmour style solo. It added its own guitar solo, so limitations. I guess maybe that's what it was saying here. I'm still practicing, but I put in my best effort. So yeah, let me, this isn't the best setup for displaying guitar playing while I'm recording, but this is as best we can do. I'm going to try to have it generate another one. I want to see if it can obey musical context such as key signature, as it seemed to indicate in the documentation there, and not have its own guitar solo already in there. Alright, so I said, now make a similar track in the key of E minor. The only guitar should be rhythm playing chords. I'm still practicing my music editing skills, but I put in my best effort and I've worked on creating a version of the track in E minor with only rhythm guitar. Lunar Tide Lullaby is ready for you to listen to. Focused on the deep minor key atmosphere and simplified the guitar work. Focus on rhythmic chords. Unfortunately, in my setup here, there's a lot of interference, and these EMG pickups love to, it's just like right in this spot up here. Like when I put it on my lap, it's not as bad, and then you can't see the guitar, so just a note. So hopefully it should be in that key area. Let's hear it.
Floating in the endless night, lost inside this ocean blue, a momentary glance. In this cosmic spinning dance, are these memories even true? Echoes of the lunar sea.
Alright, so it included lyrics, so let me try one more time. I just want to have a nice, uninterrupted Pink Floyd style guitar improvisation. I said give me one more variety, but with no lyrics or vocals. I didn't specify that in the last prompt, so I guess it just defaulted to adding vocals. It seems to be default behavior is to add some sort of lead melody, which makes sense. Probably most people aren't sitting here asking it for backing tracks, but I'm still practicing my music editing skills, putting my best efforts. Okay, Nebula Drift, let's hear it. E minor. It's an E flat minor. Yeah, that's an E flat minor, so alright, it's going around, roundabout, close to what I'm looking for, what I'm telling it to do, but not quite. So the main capability is yet to be tested, and that's what we'll do now. I'm going to start a new chat, so that doesn't have any of that Pink Floyd context in it. I'm going to attach a bounced verse section of a song that I've been working on over the past couple months. I kind of stopped working on it, and the main reason is because I had this chorus that I really liked, but I, for the life of me, could not come up with the verse that I liked. I kept doing all these different variations. I thought it was cool, and then I was like, nope, that sucks. It doesn't fit the chorus. And I have yet to find a good verse melody and feel for it vocally. And I tried this exact thing in Suno, saying, you can do the add vocals in there to get inspiration of like, what kind of direction can I take this melody in that works from the start and then leads into the chorus line. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. This is the recording that I'm going to attach to Gemini, tentatively titled Keep It Coming, but there's no lyrics, it's just the verse. This is the part of the song that I need a nice vocal melody that works within the context. It's also kind of the intro. But it's the intro into the first verse. Verse starts right here. So you might be wondering, why not? It's a simple 2-chord progression. It's not about I don't know how to write a melody. It's that the feel wasn't right. I had several iterations of vocal melodies for that part, and just nothing felt right with the chorus, which I'm not going to play because it's not finished yet. I don't know if it'll ever be finished, but the point is I'm going to put it into Gemini and see if it can inspire a melody or generate something that is in that same atmosphere, that same chord progression. Let's see what happens. All right, so it's attached. Keep it coming _verse.wave. Let me describe what I want it to do. It's going to be very literal. All right, so I said I'm looking for inspiration on a vocal melody for this intro and verse section. Generate a version that has lead vocals and lyrics over the original instrumental. I don't know what's going to happen before I forget thinking. If it does this, then Suno, look out, because Suno is the only other thing that I tried that was able to do something like this. I didn't try any other. Udio might do it too, I'm not sure, but Gemini here, apparently you can do it for free. Let's see what happens. I also didn't describe music at all because, as we've proved in the other use cases for Gemini, uploading an audio file, it's pretty good at inferring the mood and the genre and the style of the whole feel of the track and everything, so I felt it not necessary to describe it any further. I wanted to purely hear the audio, and see how it expands upon it, or adds to it, or whatever it's going to do. We're going to find out. It's taken a while though, which is good. That's a good sign. That means it's processing, hopefully. I've generated a version of your track with a lead vocal melody and lyrics. You can play the new version, echoes in the fade, directly in our chat. Okay, so this is the big moment, for me at least. If it kept the basic instrumental structure intact and added a cool vocal melody, or at least one that makes sense, that will be amazing. Let's hear it.
Thinking back on all we used to be, just a bittersweet and faded memory. And I know that time has helped me grow, but there's some things you just can't let go. Cause you left a mark so deep inside my soul. A part of you just made me feel whole.
Jesus.
Yeah, you left a mark on me, baby. You left a mark on me.
Okay, so now I'll play the audio that I actually sent it. Let me compare back to back here. So it has the right mood, but it didn't keep the instrumental intact. It kind of remixed it and kind of changed the chord progression a little. Made it sound more like R&B, kind of.
Has helped me grow, but there's some things you just can't let go.
Alright, so not the capabilities I was hoping for, but they just released it. It's all I'm sure it'll just get better, and eventually we'll be able to do the things that Suno can do now. Before I wrap this video up, I want to try the image/video to music conversion, or whatever it does, because that's extremely useful in multimedia stuffs. And again, there's already models that kind of do this, so obviously this is not a revelation, but the fact that Google has it right in the Gemini app now, that's extremely useful. It already creates fairly good videos with audio already embedded in it from just a text prompt. In fact, I'm going to pull a video that I have been using as an experimental intro for my live streams. That's on the FERM Factor channel, link in the description. Music submission live stream. Sometimes I do live streams here too, but that's not related. And I've had the problem of I don't know what the best music is for this intro, but the intro looks cool. All right, so this is the video that was generated by Google VO. It doesn't have music in it because I told it not to, because it was making weird stuff happen. But there are some sound effects. Ideally, I want music for this intro, so I'll just play it for you real quick here. the FERM factor. There's some whack sounds in there. I edited them out when I actually use it. And then it emphasizes the, data analysis aspect of the live stream. It adds some pumping music in there. Again, when I use this in the live streams, which I actually don't use it every time because I don't have the music right yet, I've edited out a lot of those random sound effects that don't seem to fit. So I'm going to start another new chat. I'm putting that same video in there. We're going to say create music, thinking. I just said add music to this intro to go along with the visuals. Obviously, I could be detailed, but that would probably be better, but I don't really know. Like, that's the whole point. I want it to see the visual aspect of the video frame by frame, and I want it to generate what the best music it thinks would be, and maybe I'll like it. Let's see what happens. It's taking a good amount of time here. It's been about 30-45 seconds now, which is good. That means it's processing the video and extracting features that should inform its ultimate musical generation here. It's still going. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. I believe it is stuck. It is finished. So, okay, that took like 4 minutes. It was doing work the whole time. I've added some high energy modern glitch hop music to your intro to match its futuristic digital feel. The track features punchy electronic drums, a gritty synth bass, and rhythmic arpeggios that pan in sync with the on-screen waveforms. You'll also hear some glitchy audio effects that align perfectly with the binary code background, creating a cohesive and impactful sound for the FERM factor. Your intro is ready to play. Okay, so it didn't embed it into the video, but that's fine. It's easy enough to do myself. It does claim to, rhythmic arpeggios that pan in sync with the on-screen waveform, so I'll line it up afterwards and we'll see how good it does. Let's hear it stand alone. Could work. It is 30 seconds, and the intro is 22 seconds. But that actually works because give it some extra time at the end for when it fades out into the actual live stream, but that's only 8 seconds extra. It seems to be hard-coded at 30 seconds every time. Perhaps in the API, in the request, you can set the time. It's probably expensive. I'm gonna try to line it up in Adobe Premiere, and we'll see if it actually did what it said it did. Oh, cool. You can choose to download the video with the cover art, or just the MP3 track alone. Alright, so I tried my best. It didn't line up very well. I tried to start it from the start, and it wasn't quite right. Lined it up from the end, but it does kind of fit in the way I've done it here. Here's what it looks like, sounds like. So I lined it up so that the climax crescendo happened right at that inflection point where it zooms in and then in practice fades to the main live stream screen. But then there's only like 6-7 seconds left of the audio. I would want it to be longer in that case. So that's that. Gemini is trying to break out as a full stack, all multimedia generative potential capability model from the forward-facing Gemini chat app that anyone can access with a Google account. A little disappointed, but also not super surprised. For my purposes, it's not very useful, but there's definitely all kinds of applications. The 30-second limitation is a bit of an issue. Suno's got it beat in terms of that, obviously, and Udio and others. The quality was pretty nice, though. There wasn't too much of like an AI-ness to it. There was, but not as much as I've heard in other models. So I think as a generation of music, 30-second clips, like that first one that it gave me with the Pink Floyd style thing, sounded pretty damn good, which is not, which is kind of concerning, but it's just going to keep getting better. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. For the purposes of enhancing creative flows, like inspiring ideas from your own music, not great. Suno's still better at that. And then matching up audio to video, not great. Kind of makes sense, but in terms of the technical details, to make it like a plug and play kind of thing, which is the ultimate goal in my eyes for AI as a creativity multimedia enhancement tool to make everything, just reduce the friction on all the things you have to do in the editing and the generation, the production. Not quite that helpful, but it's a cool new feature that you can access directly through the Google Gemini app. Based on what they're doing in the DeepMind department, it seems like they're going to try to rival Suno here. I don't know what's going to happen, but this will certainly open up a lot of new people's minds to generating music from AI. As I said before, anyone that uses Google Gemini probably will test this out when they see the new feature, and some people who've never tried music generation before will be trying it now, and I don't know what that's going to result in. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, sticking around to the end especially. Hit the like button if you haven't already, leave a comment with your thoughts. I will return again when there's another new idea. I had some other app ideas with Gemini and musical intelligence stuff relating to the guitar, but not quite ready to play around with it on the video. Peace and love, have a good one, see you next time.